Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Nightmares Nightly. There's something I need to share with you all before I forget it. The afterlife exists. The good, the bad, everything. However, whatever you think of as heaven is long gone. Whatever god or gods there were have abandoned it, and us with it. 2 years ago, I was in a car crash that had left me in a coma, and I'm only now relearning how to walk, if I ever can again. While I was comatose, I could still feel cold, unending, bone-shattering cold. I couldn't see anything, but I heard something. It kept getting louder, to the point I thought my ears would burst. The cold immediately gave way to heat, as if I was suddenly dropped from the Antarctic into Death Valley. The sound I recognized as screams, thousands if not millions of voices screaming in agony. Welcome to hell. I hope you enjoy your stay. You'll never leave. A tired and monotonous voice called out from behind me. I turned to face the voice and saw a man in an all-black tuxedo, from tie to shoes. His face seemed human enough, with eyes just slightly too red and a mouth just slightly too wide to sell the illusion. Come again? Hell? You mean that car crash killed me? Oh, so that makes you a demon. A name? The creature nods with his hands raised dismissively. I told the thing my name and it sighed, smacking his forehead with a groan. Yeah, you're not dead. Not yet, anyway. You're not scheduled here for another few decades. Hold up. So I'm not dead, but I'm in hell. You saying I'm scheduled means my life is preordained. I thought I'd at least be good enough for purgatory. I mean, I wasn't the best, but... You're still talking. While I'm in the afterlife, you think I could visit someone? I just want 1 minute. The demon groans but nods, looking me dead in the eyes as it spoke. Sure. What's the harm? Nothing more potent than lost hope. Name? I had told the demon the name of my family's late matriarch, my great-grandmother I had been so lucky as to have some memories of before her passing. Sounds like she would have fit right in. You almost make me feel bad for doing my job. Your kind are allowed to even think about making it to heaven? Huh. Well, hell, I may need to learn all I can while I'm here. Nobody goes up there anymore. We take everyone now. Do you have any idea how potent your souls are? We've been using your pain and anguish as our sustenance forever. Always a steady flow of sinners to torment. As the demon takes me down seemingly endless hallways of torment, his words make me freeze in place. My heart caught in my throat. My body refused to take another step hearing it speak. Yeah, real funny. Just take me up top so I can see her. I'm not joking. If I was going to torment you like that, I'd wait until it was your time. Absolutely nobody goes there anymore. Big guy gave up on his little experiment. What, to you? Would have been, let's see, about 1,000 years ago. Apparently the idea of a holy war really pissed him off. To me, how long is that in torment time down here? I asked, genuinely curious at that point. That's about the lifespan of a normal soul's use from the moment the feeding starts. Now, you have me curious. You're taking all of this way too damn well. Any normal bastard would be out of his mind by now. Anyway, your family members should be nearby. Hurry up and see her. The broad refuses to break. Is all of your family this stubborn? He looks at me with a tinge of frustration in his voice. Oh, you have no idea. I guess that's why this doesn't surprise me all too much. We don't make anything easy on anyone. Have any of you demons actually ever been up to those pearly gates since you left? Or is hell just that for you? And, if possible, I'd rather she keep pissing you guys off. So how about you take me up top so I can see what's been left behind? The demon clenched its fist tight on my retort, its serrated teeth grinding in anger. We don't get a rest nowadays. As for your offer, let me think. Not on my life. The demon turns around and punches me as hard as he could. You can't even let me finish a sentence? Are you kidding me? I groaned as I got back to my feet after being hit by something far stronger than anything I could have imagined. Think of it this way. You've got absolutely nothing better in your eternity, and who knows how long I'll even be here. By the time I'm back on Earth, my soul is going to vanish from here, and you'll be back to your boring, normal stick until the universe dies. If you're so desperate to get back to it, you can just put me back in my body now. Son of a... Let's just go, you ox-headed ass. If we're gonna do this, I may as well tell you my name too. It's Malag. Malag had grabbed me by the arm, his touch as cold as ice in the fiery hell, his eyes like daggers looking into my very soul, though I suppose at this point I was only a soul. He took one look up at the roof of hell. You really want to go up there? If I take you through purgatory and your body wakes up, you won't be getting back, and you'll be mine for the taking. You know that, right? He asked, half looking at me. When's the next time I'll get this chance? Besides, it pisses you off. Show me the way to heaven. I nod in agreement, staring up at the ceiling with him. If it's as bad as you're letting on, I may need you anyway. You dumbass. A snap of his fingers later, and the roof around us crumbles, a circular hole into an empty black void above. A shiver runs down my spine as I look up into the depths, the back of my mind reeling as I remember the void I was in before. I open my mouth to speak, but not even a sound escapes before the burning earth below us races upward from under our feet. It was impossible to tell just how long Malag and I had been in that place, with no light and no sound, only a bone-chilling cold unfit for even the most hardened of nut jobs. I could still feel my demonic tour guide grabbing my arm, his grip rock solid on me despite it all. Any time my mouth would open, any sound I would try to make would never leave my lungs, sucked out into the void before my thoughts could comprehend them. After what seemed like an eternity of empty nothingness, a faint warmth came to greet us, a dim light high above the sea of shadows, signaling to me the coming of freedom from true hell. My thoughts race as the stone pillar's ascent slows, and finally, after breaching into the light, stops completely. Malag steps off from the platform, dragging me behind him before my eyes could adjust to the now foreign light. We're here. What did you want to check out so badly? I just want to see. What is it really like? Who had the better idea of paradise? I admit sheepishly as the demon releases me from his grasp. You know, to document, if I can. And be called insane. We would be lucky to find a single soul left here. Malag admits with a shrug. This way to the main entrance. He led the way forward over rotten yellow hills of dead grass in what may have, at one point, been shrubbery, as though he had walked the path 1,000 times. His stride was confident as he walked over hills and through valleys of what may have once been a true spectacle to see high above the earth. Have you been here before, Mal? You seem to know where you're going, I ask, keeping pace with him throughout the walk. Leave it, he replies sternly, turning to face me with a stare that could kill, a flicker of embers fading from his eyes as we reach a ruined gateway. Metal frame broken and rusted. Any color it may have had, now long forgotten as one side manages to stay attached to its hinge by only a prayer. the other half completely missing from its post. Beyond the gates, a building with no roof stood weakly, looking as if a faint breeze could knock over what remained into rubble. This was where the souls would gather to be allowed into eternal paradise and be granted their every whim, and where Peter would let you into the Catholic side. They always thought they were better than everyone else. Malag. What pain in the ass? You were right, but this is just the front gate. What even could be in there now? Even I'm not sure. They left this place to rot, and the Catholic God was the last to leave you. Maybe he thought he could save all of you. From your flaws, the ones they cursed you with when they made you. Your many, many irredeemable flaws. Malag walks forward through the rusted and broken gateway after me, his gaze focused more on something just before the gates. I swear I could see tears welling up before he snaps back to attention. Well, we're here. What exactly did you want here? His tone was different, less cold and brutal, more shaky and uncertain. In the back of my mind, I could tell something was wrong with him, something he wasn't telling me, and likely never would. I don't want anything. I just want to see what they left behind while I'm here. I don't know when or if I'll go back to my body, so this is my only chance. Speaking of, I reached down into one of the dried and dead remains of what was once lush greenery, plucking a black feather from the ground. I know this story. Supposedly, angels would come down to earth on occasion, and their wings would turn black if they were placed in extremely undesirable situations, Malag interrupted, such as watching a mortal they came to love burn on a witch's stake. They would then become black, as their author would waver or be outright destroyed. Malag nods as he explains the strange feather to me. Then they are stuck down below. We should keep going. Any of the other heavens? I look down at the discarded black reminder and pocket it, a token of their unfortunate hell while on Earth. Malag and I make our way forward, ruined building, dead plant life, and an unmistakable air of sadness surrounding us on all sides, as my demonic guide walks with his eyes low along the crumbling golden pathway into another of the many abandoned heavens. Wait, I yell out suddenly, my eyes having locked onto a building unlike the rest of the ruins, its pristine white walls and golden columns seemingly untouched by time. There first. Whatever that place is, it's newer than the rest. Who knows what could be there? I rush off of the path and into the dead landscape, a distinct crunching sound under my feet making me freeze in place, an expression of terror taking the place of curiosity. The hell was... Malag grabs me by the shoulder quickly and pulls me back to the crumbling golden walkway I had so absent-mindedly left, slapping me as hard as he could with the back of his free hand. You dumbass. Do you know what you've done? He looks back up at the dead grass, trembling as a human hand climbs out of the earth, its bony body following suit, two destiny forms erupting from its back telling us both exactly what the walking skeleton once was. You woke them. Move it. He grabs my arm once again and runs along the path as fast as his great legs can manage, leaving me to watch as an unimaginable number of the long-deceased rise again. How is... You don't get to speak anymore. I'll explain how badly you screwed us when we reach Warrior's Rest. I manage to turn myself around to face him as he continues to run, trying to keep up with his immense speed as the former residents take notice of us. Spying a break in the pathway, Malag pulls me toward a break in the clouds, a frail-looking rainbow connecting it to an unseen end. We were going to Valhalla. Malag's grip was tight as we raced along the pathway, I felt like my arm was going to rip out of its socket. I looked behind me and the winged skeleton army behind us grew, distant rattling telling me that even more of those creatures were on their way. The walkway between the clouds cracked and chipped under our feet, until finally he stopped, pulling me to the relative safety of the path, and slapped me again as hard as he could. Do you realize what you've done? Thanks to you, they all woke up. They will never stop. I slowly stand up from being laid out onto my ass, shaking my head and holding my cheek. No, I have no clue what I did. All I did was step on a bone, and all of a sudden it's army of darkness. What in the holy hell are those things? I thought you said before that we'd be lucky to find anything alive. So, I'm sorry, Malag, but excuse me for having no damn clue what any of this spiritual shit is. Malag sighs and turns to me, his eyes burning in anger, hiding behind them a faint sense of sadness. Whatever it was I had done had really concerned him. Souls don't die, moron. Unless you do what we do and drain souls of their power through torment. They just linger. What you just did was wake up hundreds, if not thousands, of stagnant souls. Basically mindless zombies that are literally unkillable. They'll search for any form of stimulus for who knows how long, but you should consider yourself lucky that I'm here to save your ass. Think of where we just were as a country, the walkway we just ran across. That's a border. They can't pass it. He looks around and groans. If you want to keep exploring, then stay on the damn path. Got it? He reaches out into the dead grass nearby, spying a glint of something reflective and grabs it, throwing a rusted hilt towards me. Welcome to what ancient humans called Valhalla. If you want an actual blade, good luck. These gods were some of the first to leave mankind. Screw up again, and you'll need that. I get it, I admit as I run the back of my neck in shame. This is all just overwhelming. I don't know how long you're gonna be here, but even I gotta admit, this isn't something I thought I'd be doing again. Again? When I asked back in hell, you told me you'd never been up here. Malag, tell me straight. He turns from me and begins walking toward a ruined station near the edge of the bridge, grabbing a piece of rubble in his trembling hand. Peter. He keeps his back to me as he speaks, the piece of stone in his hand crumbling in his monstrous grip. I never gave up on man. When less and less of you came through those gates, I still held out hope. Even as I watched people become those things, and everything we made for paradise crumble away, I stayed. I had to be dragged down to hell or I'd be ripped apart. When I was told what was going on, I don't know if it was hell's influence or what, but you got mad. You lost hope and you changed, took on a new name, but kept the same job. Peter, as in Saint Peter. Do you know how long you've been here already? You've been comatose for about 2 years now. Walking and exploring and screwing things up even more than it already was. I spent 200 on my own waiting, never told what was going on. Every moment up here, another day watching you humans forget everything that made the afterlife worth living. Those lost souls back there are trapped forever thanks to you. Unable to die, robbed of an afterlife, of peace. There are 1,000 different heavens with 1,000 different stories. Whenever you wake up and your soul returns to your body, you take this notebook with you. You write down everything you saw in your short time. When that's done, I'll take it and detail writing everything else I find. Understand? I nod in agreement, too stunned for words. Malag holds his head in his hands and screams, his voice shaking with anguish and rage, his body trembling as burning tears drip onto the stone. Wails of anguish fade away to the beeps of hospital monitors where I find myself lying in a bed not my own. A hospital bed. It was then when a nurse came to check in on me. I had asked how long I was out, how I had been put into my coma and why. The car crash has left me permanently changed, unable to walk as I write this now. I still remember what happened to me between life and death. The stories I was told were true by the most unlikely acquaintance anyone could ever imagine. I want to go back there. I want to see what else is up there. To see Peter again. True to his word while I was writing this, I found more on the pages, written in just one night, cover to cover. Machines I had never seen, lives I had never lived. Truly, he had described 1,000 utopias. I promise that next time, I'll be more careful where I step. Thanks for listening, everybody. And if you like what I'm doing, leave a like and a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button for more Nightmares Nightly.